welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Neha. I make video on tech and my life in the UK. In today's video, I'm gonna talk about a hook which got introduced in React 18, useTransition. In today's video, we are gonna see that what this hook is all about, what problem it solves, and we are gonna get into the code for this. So the first thing is, let's go to the official documentation which is in front of you. Please, whenever you start learning any programming language, start with their official documentation. It's a single source of truth and you will get a lot of more information on their official documentation. So as per their official documentation, the way they have defined useTransition is it's a React hook that lets you update the state without blocking the UI. For you, the important thing here to notice, when you are updating the state, the UI get blocked. Because unless and until the state is updated and rendered, if there is a rendering part, it's rendered back, your UI will be frozen or blocked. Now this is a problem because it's a bad user experience. Your user won't be able to use your app if the whole UI is blocked, if the screen is frozen. It also leads to the performance issues. So useTransition here is let us update the state without blocking the UI. And how this is going to happen, that's what we are going to learn in this video. But before I move ahead, I also want to talk about the performance part. If you are thinking that use useTransition everywhere to improve the performance of your app, no. Performance is something you need to analyze your app, identify the problem areas, and then you need to go and do the solutions as per the problem. Do not blindly just keep adding useTransition everywhere. So having said that, let's move ahead. Let's talk about the syntax of useTransition. The syntax of useTransition is that it has an array and it has two items, is pending and start transition. useTransition doesn't take any parameter. Is pending is a boolean. Now where to use it, why to use it, we will learn about this in our code. Same goes with the start transition. We are gonna learn about this in our code example. And this is a function. So what is the use of this? We are gonna see. So for our example, I have created this app. What this app is doing is, this app has random around 50,000 items. And once you type or filter any item, it will give you the filtered output. Now here the most important thing is that when I am typing in the input, it will set a state of all the whatever I have input in the filter box. And the second state is our filter items. So I have two states here. On the change of my input, my array, my items will get updated and filter result will get rendered on the screen. So let's go into the code to see how it is happening. So on line number 4, I am generating random 60,000 items. Line number 6, this is my, let me just zoom it a little bit. Line number 6, this is my input. Line number 7, this is my items and filter items. Line number 9, what I'm doing is whenever I'm doing typing, whenever I am typing, it is setting the query as a state, and in filter items, it is also doing the filtration and updating my state. In my JSX, I have my input and I have my filter list coming here. Now let's go back to the UI and let's start typing. So I'm gonna type 7, and if you will see, there is some lag coming. There is a little bit of lag. Now I have already pressed, yes, you can see I have already pressed the back button, but it is actually taking time. Now I have typed 9, I again back, and it is taking time. Yep. So there is a lag coming. Our UI is, I can feel, and I don't know if you can see that, there is a delay happening. There is a delay. The screen is getting froze. I'm not able to type as I should be or comfortably in the input. Why it is happening? Because when I'm typing 9, the state update is happening behind the scene, and unless and until that state update is not done, it cannot filter my items and it cannot render on the screen. So due to these state updates, my UI is getting blocked, and I can see that delay is happening. Now what useTransition will do is it will help us in doing the state updates without blocking the UI. Now how that can be happen? So for that, first let's import our hook useTransition, and then let's go on line number 8 and have is pending and start transition. Okay, now what is happening here? Let's talk about this. So is pending is a boolean. It will return you true and false. It will tell you that update is done or not done. That's it. On the basis of this, we can change our UI or run any logic. The main thing here is start transition. Start transition is a function. Now what it does? So what useTransition does, it actually let you update the state without blocking the UI. This is the definition. But how you can do that? So for this, we have to identify our low priority state updates. What it means, that states update which can wait, so that rest of the things can happen. The important stuff can happen. Now in this example, how you can identify that which is the low priority task? So if I will go to the UI, for me right now I have two state update. One is input, the other is this filtration of items. Now out of this, which state update would be a low priority? For me, it would be the filtration result. Why? The reason is because I don't want my user to go through the blocked UI, or go through that the screen is frozen, or there is no responses coming, and I want the user to keep interact with my app. So for that, I need to keep my input field as a high priority, so that the user can keep interacting with it, get the feel that the app is responsive and it is fast. For this item update, this can happen once the user is done with all the typing, all the input input he or she has filled here. So for me, this is the low priority task. So this is what you need to do when you are using useTransition. You need to identify the low priority state updates which can wait. Now what we need to do is we need to mark this state update as low priority, and by using state transition we can do this. So anything you will put in state transition will be taken as low priority update, and this will run once our main thread is free. So once everything is done, main thread is free, then this will run. Okay, now this is done, and now what we are gonna do is we are gonna put is pending and loading message here. Now let's go back here, refresh the app, let it load 100%. Yeah, now it is much faster, and my back button is also working. So you can see loading is coming, I can still type, the result is coming, the items result is coming bit delayed, but as a user I can interact with my input, I can see the loading message, and this is happening with you because of useTransition. So in summary, useTransition, where you want your UI should not get blocked whenever there is a state update. You can identify the state updates which you think are low priority and wrap them with start transition. Is pending is a boolean. I have used it to show a loading message. You can use it in different way. If you want to do something else with this, you can do that. Now let's go back to the documentation to talk about few things which you should be aware of. So as the few rules, we know the useTransition is a hook, so it should be called inside components or custom hook. Please remember this. Another important thing which I want to show you is the function you pass to transition must be synchronous. So if you are using set timeout or async await, it should not be inside start transition. It should be wrap outside outside start transition. So you need to have your set timeout, and within that you will mark your start transition. Another thing you should be important about stable identity. So you will often see it omitted from effect dependency, but include it will not cause the effect to fire. So you need to remember this when you are working with the start transition. A state update marked as a transition will be interrupted by the other state updates. For example, if you update a chart component inside a start transition, but then start typing into an input, it will re-render. So in our example, while I am typing first, let me refresh. Let me refresh it. Give me a minute. Yeah. So now I have typed, and now what will happen is this is happening. This start transition also run, but if I will keep typing, the start transition will keep getting interrupted. So this is what it is saying. Transition updates can't be used in control text inputs. Please remember this. If there are multiple ongoing transitions, React currently batch them together. So this was a batching thing happened in React 18. So that's from there it is coming. Also, you can use it with the suspense and error boundaries also. Now let's go on the top. You can see usage here. When you can use transition, or where you should use transition. So you can go through these. And whatever I just told you by reading the documentation, these are few of the things they have covered in troubleshooting. So for example, let's see this one. So in that you cannot do the start transition for the text input. This is that one. Then you have the set timeout, that you cannot do the set timeout thing. This is how you need to do it. Same with the async await. So all this is here. So I hope this video was helpful for you. If you like this video, if you have any question, any doubt, please let me know in the comment section. My request to you is please spread this video if you find it useful in your social network, or if in your college, in your organization. I would appreciate this gesture a lot. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye.